Did you know the university at the center of the US anti-war college protests, Colombia in New York, has reported investments worth $13.6 billion? Protesters want the university to pull its money out of companies that do business in or with Israel because of what they say is a genocide in Gaza. And it wouldn't be the first time political pressure has led Colombia to change course with its cash. Let's take a look. Currently, there are 6 issues on the university's list of no-nos: tobacco, private prisons, thermal coal, Sudan, fossil fuels, and, since the invasion of Ukraine, Russia. And it was student activism and protests that made that happen, just like with apartheid South Africa. In 1983, Colombia's student board asked the university to divest from American companies like CocaCola that did business with the racist regime. Administrators said no. So students began to protest and blockade the campus. Months later, the university sold $39 million worth of stock in South African-linked companies. More than 150 universities followed suit. Then there was the prison business. In 2015, Colombia became the first US university to divest from private jails. And that's only because student activists had launched a campaign highlighting a laundry list of problems with the prison industry, like human rights abuses, profiteering, and forced labor. Then, a few years later, a group of students went on a hunger strike to pressure the university into cutting ties with the fossil fuel industry. After some back and forth, that also worked, which brings us back to the protests over the war on Gaza. Colombia's students submitted a formal application to the university to add Israel to the list of areas it won't fund, specifically weapons manufacturers or tech companies that profit from or enable the war on Gaza or the occupation of Palestinian territory. Well, that formal request went nowhere, so the students started protesting. The university's reported ties with weapons manufacturers like Elbit Systems, Lockheed Martin, and Raytheon are in the spotlight. But cutting ties isn't always so simple. Only 24% of Colombia's endowments are in public stock. The rest are in the private sector, like hedge funds, and that's opaque. For example, in 2021, Colombia announced with much fanfare that it would exit the oil and gas industry and declared it had no direct investments in that sector. But when it came to private funds, it merely said it would make no new investments and would exit current holdings when they matured. Given how opaque some of these business dealings are, there's criticism about how effective divestment really is. But protesting students say, for now, that's irrelevant. Change has to start somewhere. And what better place than in their own backyard?